Hi, Deepak Bansal here with Coldwell Banker Bansal team. I am bringing today our friend Mike who works at AMJ Landscaping. He is our local landscaper living in Manville and all the Somerset and Middlesex County. So I'm just going to introduce him and hi Mike. Tell me about yourself a little bit and see what you do and how you do it. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Michael Sides. I reside in Manville. I own my own landscape company. I've owned it for 37 years. I'm a complete landscape service, which includes lawn maintenance, cleanups, pruning, mulching, wall building, and installations.
Mike, if I ask you a few questions, is that okay with you?
That's fine, sir.
Okay. Could you tell me a little bit about the pruning the bushes, what season and what time you should do it, so my viewers have some idea?
My advice is you should prune twice a year. The first one in the spring should be done by Memorial Day. And the second pruning is the fall pruning, which to me is the most important. Should be done anytime after Labor Day.
Okay. And what time is the best time to fertilize?
Well, contrary to most people's belief, the best time to fertilize is after it's completed raining. The ground is receptive and soft. You should not put your fertilizer down when there's a storm coming, because then probably most of your fertilizer ends up going in the drain or in your neighbor's yard.
That's a great information, Mike. How about the grass cut? People, a lot of people do their own grass cut. So as a professional landscaper, how do you recommend cutting their grass and at what level or inches?
Right. As far as lawn maintenance, number one, the first and foremost, you need a sharp blade. As a homeowner, probably most people don't sharpen their blades, but I would recommend probably every fourth or fifth or sixth cut. If you have a lawnmower, I would get a second set of blades so that you change the blades every fourth or fifth cut. And as an equally important, keep your grass no less than 3 inches tall. With the last cut that you do, whether it's November or December, the shortest, you should go down to about 2 inches so that you don't get a lot of grass killed from snow, ice, and the wind blows your leaves out of your yard and down the street.
And what direction should you cut your grass? Should we always be cutting in one direction?
No, that's a very good point, Deepak. You should cut your lawn the first week, go perpendicular. Second week, go horizontal. Third week, go left to right 45. Fourth week, go right to left 45. And then after 4 weeks, just start back over again. You change the direction of your cut so the grass will always stay straight and not just fall in one direction.
That's a great point. And what about the cleanups? We have this question come up in the spring and the fall cleanups.
Well, there should be two cleanups, spring cleanup, but to me the most important one is the fall. As far as leaves, I recommend that you do several small ones as far as leaves, because if, like this year, we got an early snow, and if you wait for all the leaves to fall, now you're trapped and your lawn will die because you got too many leaves. The fall, as far as pruning and doing your leaves, once the leaves start falling, I would ask that you pay a little attention to your lawn. It's better for you and better for the lawn if you take some leaves away weekly.
That's a great point. How about the mulching and the stones people put in their yard?
Well, that's your choice. Unfortunately, no matter what you do, you're going to end up with weeds and you're going to end up with bugs. Mulching, I highly recommend you do it in the spring before your perennials and your shrubs and trees, because the perennials will come up through the mulch. So as soon as the ground is clear, like if you do your spring cleanup, you should do your spring cleanup, re-edge your beds, which is the most important thing, because it gives a linear line, makes your mulch beds look very clean, and then as the plants grow up through the mulch, it decreases your weeds too.
Okay, that's really good. What about when do we plant the shrubs or the trees?
Well, there's 2 seasons. Springtime is good, but to me the fall is the best. Most trees and plants are dormant by the end of October, so the root ball I personally will not plant in July and August because they need too much water. That's my own preference. I don't want to put that onus on a homeowner to have to come home and water every day and hope that the bush doesn't die or the plant doesn't die. So spring or fall, and my preference is the fall.
Okay, that is great. And people worry about like insects or the weeds. How do you handle that situation?
I don't recommend people using a lot of sprays because there's too many nematodes and worms and helpful bugs. You kill everything. I advise people that if they come home and spend 20 minutes, 30 minutes a night, whether they go clockwise or counterclockwise, do a little weeding, a little pruning, whatever, by the end of Friday you've spent 2.5 hours in your yard, 2.5 hours, and that frees you up from a lot of wear and tear on thinking you got to be in the yard all day Saturday. So I think a little bit of preventative maintenance goes a long way. As far as stones, no matter what you put down, some people think if they put down stones, yes, leaves blow out, but birds and wind still put seeds in between the rocks and you still will get weeds. So it's just your preference.
Okay, that's a good point. What about the irrigation or the sprinkler systems people have in their yard?
The first misnomer is most people don't understand you should only water between the hours of 4 a.m. to 9 a.m. After that, if you water your lawn, 85% of your water is evaporated. So from 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., you should only do, your lawn is probably set up in quadrants. You should only water between 10 and 15 minutes in each quadrant. But the number one thing I would advise people with irrigation, if your system is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, you need to get together with your irrigation system consultant and ask for a precipitation measure. It's not a big investment, but it senses rain, and therefore your sprinklers won't come on. How many times have you driven around and been in a downpour and you look and you see somebody's sprinkler going?
Yeah, we definitely see that quite often.
That's because they don't have a water sensor on their old system, and that's really important. The other thing I would say about irrigation is a lot of people put drip lines around their plants. When you first plant a plant that's small and they put the drip line in a circle, that perennial or shrub is going to grow, and God forbid if one of those dies, you go to dig it up. Now the drip line is encrusted in the roots. I advise people to put the drip line straight, like on one edge, or if you're going to do it, put a big wide circle so that the plant can grow into the loop and not get choked off, because then you incur a fix-it fee, which is not cheap from your irrigation man.
That's definitely a good point. If somebody needs to hire a landscaper, what advice do you have for them?
My advice is usually by word of mouth. I would ask a couple of your neighbors if you know somebody. I would also go to a local garden center or Agway, or you go to the Yellow Pages, but I would always advise you just do your homework. Check out certification, check out insurance, check out types of work. I mean, me personally, when someone asks something, I give them 10 references and I give them 10 portfolio pictures so they can see what they're getting into.
Definitely, that's really great point. Mike, do you mind sharing your number if someone has advice at this time of the year, any particular situation they have?
Absolutely. My business line is 908-707-9197.
Okay, that's wonderful. And do you have an email that if they need some question they can ask you?
Yeah, the email is escape, ESCAPE 123 @hotmail.com.
Okay, that's wonderful, Mike. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for sharing your knowledge with our viewers, and hope to see you again. Thank you.